Are you ready for a great adventure? Today on The World is Yours. We're off to China. We'll climb the Great Wall, sample some amazing local foods, and come face to face with soldiers of the past. Then get ready, because it's time to explore the magnificent Grand Canyon. We're gonna hit the trails, cruise the rapids, and camp under the stars. But be sure to save some energy, because then we head to India to play some cricket, tour the majestic Taj Mahal, and visit a festival of colors unlike anything you've ever seen. The world is waiting, and the world is yours. China is located in East Asia and is the world's most populated country. There are nearly 1.4 billion people living there. It's also the fourth largest country in terms of land, covering 3.7 million square miles. Major Chinese cities like Shanghai and Beijing, which is the capital, are the centers of amazing innovation and technology. But today, we're leaving the big cities behind to see something even bigger and even more amazing. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China stretches along the northern part of China. It's actually made up of a lot of smaller walls that were built throughout the centuries. The Great Wall was started over 2,000 years ago, all the way back in the 3rd century BC, by Emperor Qin Shi Huang, who was the very first emperor of China. Before Qin Shi Huang became emperor, there were many individual smaller kingdoms in China. These were all brought together under his rule to create one unified country of China. The emperor then decided that all of the smaller walls that each state and smaller kingdom had already built should be joined and combined into one great wall that could protect China against attacks from its enemies. It was one of the most ambitious building projects ever attempted by any civilization. Today, it is considered to be one of the most impressive feats of architecture and building in history, and no wonder. It stretches about 5,500 miles long. In 2007, it was voted to be one of the new 7 wonders of the world. The Great Wall attracts thousands of tourists and visitors every day. It even plays host to the Great Wall Marathon, where brave runners take on one of the toughest race courses in the whole world. A marathon is 26.2 miles. That's hard enough to do, right? But this course brings a whole new set of challenges. It has over 10,000 stone steps, as well as loose terrain, crumbling sections, and lots of steep climbs and descents. You've got to be truly great to finish that race. Now that we got our exercise, let's eat. Today we're going to hit the street markets to check out some of China's best, most delicious street foods. Even though China is one country, because it is so big, a lot of different kinds of food have developed. From sweet to sour, spicy, salty, and savory, there are all kinds of flavors to enjoy. Chinese crepes, or jianbing, are one of the most common street foods eaten for breakfast in China. Dough is fried on a griddle, and then it's filled with scallions, lettuce, cilantro, and a delicious chili sauce. Chinese dumplings, or jiaozi, are also a favorite. They're filled with meat or vegetables and are often fried and eaten with some soy vinegar sauce for extra flavor. That brings up a good question. Which of these spices is not typically used in Chinese food? A. Ginger. B. Oregano. C. Chili pepper. Or D. Garlic. Did you guess B. Oregano? If you did, you're right. Oregano is used in all kinds of dishes, and it's a favorite spice in Italian cuisine. It's also used in some Mediterranean foods and Argentinian foods, among many other kinds. But the Chinese typically prefer to use flavors like ginger, chili pepper, and garlic to season their dishes. Okay, back to eating. How about some pancakes? The Chinese version is scallion pancakes, or kongyubing. If you like fruit, try a candied hawthorn, or bing tangaloo. A hawthorn is a small, apple-like fruit that's both sour and sweet. They're dipped and covered in a hard coat of sugar syrup, so the outside is crunchy and the inside is soft. Rice balls, Chinese kebabs, lots of soups, and much, much more. Remember, always be open-minded and bring your appetite. Are you ready to see something really cool? This is the Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is a collection of statues of warriors and horses representing the armies of the first emperor of China, Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Yes, the same emperor who originally started construction of the Great Wall of China. The terracotta warriors were made to be buried with the emperor and protect him in his afterlife. Remember, Emperor Qin Shi Huang ruled over 2,000 years ago, which means these amazing statues are more than 2,000 years old. I hope I look that good on my 2000th birthday. More than 40 years ago, in 1974, some local farmers were digging a well, which was about a mile away from where the emperor's tomb was located. Much to their surprise, they came upon the statues. Archaeologists were brought in to excavate the area and study the findings. In total, they discovered 4 pits, which were filled with the life-size statues. The statues were positioned to protect the tomb from the east, which is where many of the emperor's conquered lands and previous enemies were located. Today, the excavation sites, the pits, still remain. They are part of the museum complex that was built above and around them. One is empty, but the other 3 pits are filled with these statues. The first pit contains the main army of more than 6,000 soldier figures. Pit 2 has cavalry, which are horses, and infantry units, as well as war chariots, which soldiers use to ride into battle. And the third pit is the command post, and it holds the leaders and high-ranking officers. In total, almost 9,000 statues were found. 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots, and nearly 700 horses. It was truly an incredible discovery. And the figures remain, amazingly, after thousands of years, still standing on guard to protect their emperor. When we come back, we're hiking, rafting, camping, and learning all about one of the coolest natural wonders in the world, the Grand Canyon. But first, let's test your world knowledge. The Grand Canyon is located in the state of A. Colorado, B. California, C. Arizona, or D. Florida. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's hit the Grand Canyon. But first, we need to answer our question. The Grand Canyon is located in the state of A. Colorado, B. California, C. Arizona, or D. Florida. Here's a hint. It's not located in a state that's on an ocean. That leaves A. Colorado and C. Arizona. If you guess C, you're right. The Grand Canyon is located in Arizona, a state in the southwestern United States. Carved by the Colorado River, the Grand Canyon is 277 miles long, as wide as 18 miles across, and over a mile deep. Recent studies estimate that the river has been winding its way through the canyon for 5 to 6 million years, maybe even longer. As it continues, it both deepens and widens the canyon. Grand Canyon National Park is home to over 2,000 known species of plants, fungi, moss, and lichen. In addition to all the plant life, the park is home to hundreds of animal species. The diversity of plants and animals in the park is possible because the park supports many different major ecosystems. 5 of the 7 life zones and 3 of the 4 kinds of North American deserts are found in the park. Life zones are areas with similar plant and animal communities. The park has 5 of the 7 kinds of life zones, ranging from Lower Sonoran, the river and hot desert areas, to Upper Sonoran, cliffs and woodlands, to Hudsonian, forests and grasslands. Each life zone has unique characteristics and supports different kinds of wildlife and vegetation. And so, the Grand Canyon National Park has all kinds of animals. Canyon tree frogs, bald eagles, bighorn sheep, beavers, and lots of squirrels and mice. Predators like coyotes, bats, foxes, mountain lions, and various birds of prey, like hawks and majestic bald eagles, soaring the blue skies looking for their next meal. And keep an eye out for snakes, lizards, including the huge Gila monster, and scorpions. There are over 90 species of mammals in the park, including 22 different species of a particular kind of mammal, the only mammal that can fly. Can you guess what animal I'm talking about? What mammal can fly? Here's a hint. They're nocturnal, which means they only come out at night. Give up? Bats. Yes. There are over 22 species of bats in the Grand Canyon National Park. Speaking of flying, one of the biggest tourist activities at the park is helicopter tours. You can soar the skies with the bald eagles and take in the canyon from a truly epic viewpoint. The Grand Canyon Skywalk also offers a pretty unique view of the canyon. Visitors can walk out onto the large, semicircular bridge with transparent floors, allowing them to stand over the canyon and look down. There are other parts of the canyon you can really only reach through the Colorado River. Picturesque waterfalls, stunning landscapes, and colorful rock formations will leave you speechless. And if you're looking for an adrenaline rush, you can kick things up a notch with a whitewater rafting trip. Enjoy the thrill of adventure as you brave the powerful rapids. Better pack some extra clothes, because you're gonna get wet. Once you're through the rapids, coast along the smooth waters and enjoy the scenery. 2 main kinds of vessels are used on these river trips, rafts and dories. Each one provides its own kind of ride on the water, and both are exciting. Rafts are inflatable, so they ride on top of the water more and have some give to them. So when a big wave hits a raft, the raft flexes and rolls over the rapids. Dories are hard boats that are sleek and elegant. They cut through the water, and because they're made of hard fiberglass, they don't flex with the waves. So when a big wave hits, the dory is lifted up. This makes for a more bouncy up and down ride. Regardless of which boat you take, this is for sure, it's gonna be wet and it's gonna be fun. Whether you're on the river, in the grasslands, up in the hills, or the forests, it doesn't get much better than this. So pitch a tent, kick up your feet, and enjoy the stars. You've earned it. When we come back, we're heading to India. We're going to revel in the beauty of the Taj Mahal, join in on the Holi festival, the festival of colors, to celebrate love and good fortune, and we'll play the most popular sport in India. This brings up the question, what is the most popular sport in India? Is it A, boxing, B, golf, C, hockey, or D, cricket? The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. Welcome back. We're off to India, but first, we need to answer our question. What is the most popular sport in India? Is it A, boxing, B, golf, C, hockey, or D, cricket? If you said D, cricket, you're right. Cricket? That's a sport? I thought cricket was an insect. Well, it is, but it's also a sport, the most popular sport in India by far. Cricket is a game played between two teams of 11 players each, using a bat and ball, among other equipment. One team bats and tries to score as many runs as possible, while the other team is in the field. Then they switch. A cricket match is broken down into innings, like baseball, except there are usually only 1 to 2 innings per team in the whole game. With a rectangular strip in the middle of the field called the pitch, which is where most of the action takes place. At either end of the pitch is a wicket, which is 3 wooden posts with 2 cross posts. All 11 players play on defense, and 2 members of the batting team are on the field at a time. Remember how the Great Wall of China is one of the 7 wonders of the world? Well, India has one of the 7 wonders too. Standing majestically on the banks of the river Yamuna in the city of Agra, the Taj Mahal is a monument like no other in the world. The Taj Mahal was constructed over the course of about 20 to 25 years in the 1700s as a mausoleum. A mausoleum is a monument that encloses the tomb of an important person. In the case of the Taj Mahal, it was a mausoleum commissioned by Shah Jahan in honor of his wife, a Persian princess who died while she was giving birth to their 14th child. Shah Jahan's own tomb is in the Taj Mahal as well. The builders used materials from all over India and Asia. Historians believe that over 20,000 workers were employed to build the monument, and 1,000 elephants were used to transport the materials to Agra. The monument is made of white marble with over 28 kinds of precious stones, including jade, crystal, turquoise, and sapphire. The Taj Mahal cost 32 million rupees to build. It is estimated that in today's currency, with inflation, that cost would be more than $1 billion. Coming up, it's time to party. We're going to the Holi festival, a festival unlike any other. But before we go, let's see if you can answer this question. The Holi festival is a religious and cultural festival. What religion is it based upon? A, Christianity, B, Hinduism, C, Judaism, D, Buddhism. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Have you answered the question? Let's review. The Holi festival is a religious and cultural festival. What religion is it based upon? A, Christianity, B. Hinduism, C. Judaism, D. Buddhism. Want a hint? It's the largest religion in India. If you guess B. Hinduism, you're right. Over 75% of the population in India practices Hinduism, which scholars regard as a fusion of many Indian cultures and traditions, and the oldest religion in the world. The Holi festival, spelled H-O-L-I, is an ancient Hindu festival and holiday celebrated in India and Nepal. It is also known as the Festival of Colors and the Festival of Love. The Holi festival celebrates the triumph of good over evil and the arrival of spring. It is a day focused on letting go of past mistakes and ending conflicts with one another. It's a day of forgiveness. Well, we're out of time. I hope you've enjoyed the adventure. There are many more to come on The World is Yours.